Hi everyone. Today we are going to cover Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. It is a simple but profound lyric which, to use Frost's words, contains all I ever knew. No other poem of our times is better known or more vigorously discussed than this celebrated poem. Robert Frost is one of the greatest of modern American poets. He was born in San Francisco. He studied at Harvard for 2 years and then tried teaching, editing a country newspaper, shoemaking, and farming. He moved to England from 1912 to 1915 and published his first book of poems in 1913 named A Boy's Will. Back in USA, he settled on a New Hampshire farm and wrote lyrics breathing the characteristic flavor of New England life. He taught at several colleges, received the Pulitzer Prize for poetry 4 times, and numerous other honors, including abiding fame as a rustic sage. Frost's best-known poems like The Road Not Taken, Birches, Gathering Leaves, Mending Wall, and Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening center around simple, familiar, and deeply significant experiences of ordinary men and women. These lyrics are marked by intense but restrained emotion. They explore with uncanny realism the mysteries and dilemmas of human life. Frost treats themes of universal interest with insight and wisdom in a colloquial language and dramatic idiom. Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening was written in the year 1922 and published in 1923. Its meter is iambic tetrameter and its rhyme scheme is AA, BA, BB, CB, CC, DC, DD, DD. Let's start reading the poem. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house isn't in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. In these lines, the speaker thinks he is aware of who owns the woods. He also knows that the owner lives in the village. Therefore, he won't be able to see the speaker stopping by the woods and watching them being covered with the snow. In these lines, we find a contrast between the speaker and the owner of the woods. While the speaker is out in the freezing cold countryside, the owner is safe and warm in his village home. The speaker seems to be a lover of natural beauty, but the owner gives the impression of being a pragmatic man of the world. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. The speaker thinks that his horse must also be finding it strange that he has stopped at a deserted place where there is no farmhouse nearby. The place is situated between the woods and the frozen lake, and it is the darkest evening of the year. At such a time, the speaker should be in a hurry to continue his journey and reach home. Here also we find a contrast between the speaker and the horse. Neither the chill nor the darkness of December night intimidates the speaker, but the horse is impatient to complete the journey and reach the farmhouse for food and shelter. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. So the speaker now suddenly becomes aware of his mistake. He has stopped before the woods on a snowy evening. It is an unusual place and it is the darkest evening of the year. He hears his horse shake its head and ring the bells of its harness. The horse seems to ask if the speaker has stopped by mistake. Besides the sounds of the horse bells, there are only 2 other sounds. One is the sound of the easy wind and the other is the sound of the snowflakes falling on the ground. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The speaker feasts his eyes on the beautiful scene, but he is forced to pull himself away from the view of the woods to keep his promises. It is only by implication that promises are understood to mean duties or commitments that the speaker must perform and honor. He rejects the woods and their seductive and tempting beauty. Mind prevails over the heart, and reason overpowers impulse. The repetition of the last line of the poem marks a return to the reality of moral obligations to the family, society, and the world. The speaker may never revisit the scene, but the pulls and pressures of the real world cannot be ignored. When he has covered the miles, only then will it be the time to sleep. At one level, sleep refers to the night's rest at the end of the journey, as well as the daily duties. At a deeper level, sleep is the final rest in the grave. Death is the ultimate end of the journey of life. After death, it is eternal sleep. The complexity of interpretation enhances the beauty of this lyric. Little wonder Robert Frost called the poem "My best bed for remembrance." That's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the explanation. If you have any questions or you want me to cover any topic, please let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.